Well, I'm one of the team members that founded it. We'd seen for a long while the continued success of our forum users over on diabetes.co.uk and how well they were doing with low carb and the wealth of knowledge that they were sharing with each other. And we thought there should be some kind of structured system where people can access all of this in one place, because the knowledge is just so vast that you'd be spending forever searching for it if you tried to Google everything. I started to put on a bit of weight as my life became sort of more and more sort of hectic as you move into adulthood. I didn't really pay much attention to my health. And I started putting on weight. I didn't really like what I saw in the mirror. So I decided to do something about it. I'd seen the success that people were having in not only reversing, but preventing themselves from getting things like type 2 diabetes in the first place. And I wanted to be one of those people that prevented myself from ever getting there in the first place. No, because obviously I'm quite young, and when you're in your 20s, your health, especially your long-term health, isn't really something that you spend a lot of time considering unless you have problems with it, which I didn't really. So no, I'd never really looked for any kind of solutions before. My doctors always assumed that I was healthy because I wasn't looking gaunt and I wasn't morbidly obese, but the way I felt told a completely different story. Well, when I started this, I was just under 15 stone, which is about 95 kilos. Obviously I'm quite short, so being about 5'2" and weighing 15 stone, you look quite big. And I've now lost a lot of weight, and I weigh just under 10 stone. The weight loss provided a massive boost in my confidence, and my anxiety levels are they're lower than they've been since I was a young teenager. I think it's the way it's helped me with my appearance, largely. It's also helped solve a few other health issues that I was having, which, again, it just affects your confidence in ways that are difficult to put into words. I used to suffer quite badly with insomnia, which I took prescription medication for every few months. The doctors tried to put me on all sorts of prescription sleep medications, and they didn't really work. Since going low carb and doing some fasting, I actually haven't had to see my doctor about this in 5 years. I think it's the fasting. I read about fasting through the Low Carb Program, and I think just the whole thing of not eating past a certain time has really drastically affected my sleep. I don't eat breakfast or lunch. I'll just have a sort of normal-ish dinner. But obviously being mindful of the amount of carbs that I eat. I live with my boyfriend, and he eats sort of what you would call a regular diet. So if we have a curry, he'll have rice with it. I won't, I'll just have a bit more curry. And yeah, he's really supportive, and he completely understands why I'm sort of not wanting to eat the same things as him. It really fits into my lifestyle, I think. I found it a little bit difficult at first, but I think once your body gets used to it, it's really, really easy to maintain. And I feel like I could probably now go even a few days without eating if I wanted to. Not that I would. I mean, at first, it did feel like I had to put a bit more thought in, but once you're into those patterns, it's really easy to maintain, and it's just a lifestyle change, It really is. Seeing other people's achievements on the Low Carb Program really motivates me. And also looking back on pictures of myself when I was huge, it's just a great sort of motivator to never let myself get like that again. It depends. Christmas, for example, I had some potatoes with my Christmas dinner. But rather than having the 3 that my mum had made me, I had 1. And it's just little things like that that make it easier to cope with. You're not going massively high in your carbohydrates for the day. yeah, you can still enjoy the things that you've always enjoyed. Yeah, my dad was really into it when I first explained it to him, and he completely he's just like, oh wow, why have I not been doing this the whole time? And the real food ethos really appealed to him. My mum and dad love Greek food, so that it kind of really suited what they were after. And my dad especially has stuck to it really well, and he's lost quite a lot of weight. You know, talk to other people on the program. They're great. You'd be surprised how many ingenious tips they have, and coping methods and all sorts of things that you'd have just never thought of. And just start reading nutritional labels. Get your head around what you're eating now, what you can think about changing in the future. You don't even have to make a change yet. Just think about it and get your head around it. And then once you're ready to come and approach it and make a change in your life, decide what that change is, how it's going to impact you, and just do it. I'm a big breakfast person. I really love breakfast foods. I love to indulge on eggs, bacon, sausage, avocados. And the big surprise, I think, for me is that I really love cauliflower hash browns. And I hate cauliflower or anything else, having had a childhood of boiled cauliflower. Yeah, anything breakfasty. I think some of them, it just kind of goes in one ear and out the other. But others are really receptive to it, and they can understand the benefits at sort of a more scientific level. And a lot of them have gone keto or low carb and are doing really well for themselves. You know, just do it. I mean, you don't have to go on camera if you don't want to. You don't have to interact with anyone if you don't want to. You can sit and listen. Just do it. The low carb support team are an absolute wealth of knowledge, and you'd be crazy to miss out on it.